Welcome back to my channel for a short 10-minute Leica episode. And in this episode, I will not talk about lenses. I will not talk about photography in general. I will not show you sample images. I just want to show you something beautiful. Something I acquired because when I saw it the first time, I couldn't take my eyes off. If you have not yet subscribed to my channel, please do so, subscribe, hit the notification bell and support my work. Many thanks for that. Most of you very likely have seen on my channel my two detailed videos about the Leica M6. The Leica M6 is a film roll camera. It's one of probably the most popular film roll cameras, and Leica even not too long ago brought a new version, a new model of that, which is almost identical to the old one, to market. And I made two videos about these two cameras. I showed you the M6 and the M6 TTL and the new M6. And if you want to hear more about that, if you want to see in detail how these cameras are functioning, what you can do with it, then please watch these two videos. I'll post a link down below in the info box. Now, from time to time, Leica did in the rangefinder area so-called cutaway models. And cutaway means almost like in a skeletonized watch, it's open worked, so you can look inside. And in this box here, I have a cutaway Leica M6, and I want to quickly unbox it, want to show it to you, want to give you the opportunity to look at it in detail and enjoying it, and also hearing the sound. I even clipped my microphone onto the camera body to give you that pleasure, and I hope you will enjoy it. So let's start with the unboxing here. Let's get this opened. And you see here, first of all, there is the usual strap that always comes, is a shoulder strap, comes with the Leica M6. And then we have some paperwork, which we don't have to look into. I really want to show you right away the box and the camera in the box. And if you look here, that is a beautiful plastic box with a beautiful red Leica logo. And inside, if I open it, I have the usual, let's say, red finish with a white Leica logo here inside. That's the usual packaging you get for Leica M6 cameras. And here is the cutaway model. Look at this beauty. Can you imagine how hard it was for me when I saw this the first time to get my eyes off and just doing something else, not getting distracted and playing with it for at least an hour? A beautiful camera, and want to show you some of these elements, want to give you some close-up videos, want to make it possible for you to hear the sound of this camera and just enjoying a beautiful piece of Leica technology. This Leica M6 Cut-Away model here is fully functional. I can show you a few of the elements and also want to show you later a couple of minutes, just a few close-up videos so you can feel the camera. You can enjoy it by seeing it and hearing it in 2 dimensions, seeing and hearing. And it's a beautiful build, what we have here. Let's first of all cock the shutter here. Then you see here a white circular area coming up here, just looking through the lens mount here. And that is reflecting light in terms of a metering spot in the center of the first shutter curtain where the metering happens. And this is about 12 millimeter in diameter, this white circular area here, and corresponds to approximately 13% of the full negative format. And now that it is cocked, we can release the shutter. Listen to the sound. How beautiful is that? It's currently on a 1 second exposure here. Let's do this again. Absolutely fantastic. Love it. This one here is the battery compartment. I showed this in my educational videos on the Leica M6 and M6 TTL. And I should actually somewhere have a cover for this, so we could also switch the power on in this camera. And we have here the frame lever, so we get different frame lines for different focal length lenses here if I push it. And I also tested it. It's fully functioning in the optical viewfinder here in the rangefinder in the way it's supposed to function. That's also very nice. We have here the shutter speed dial. I showed that already before. We were at a 1 second exposure. We can also go into bulb mode here. Let me show you. And then actually the curtain should stay open as long as I keep pressing the shutter release button. So let's cock it. You see that white circular light metering area again. And now I keep pressing here. Listen. And the moment in time I release my pointing finger, it will close the curtain. Here we go. And when it is open, of course, you would now straight look into the film if it would be loaded with film. And by the way, film, you can of course load this with film. Let's try to do it. Let me waste one film roll here for you guys in order to demonstrate to you how this works here on this Leica M6 Cut-Away model. So let's get the film out here. Here we go. This is an Ilford HP5 and I will waste it now just for this video. What a waste of resources, but I think it's too much fun to holding it back and not showing you. Let's load now the camera with film. So let's get this in here. Let's make sure this is aligned and then pull it here and place it in here. Push it down. And then there's nothing more to do than using this magic plate here and getting it back on the camera body. So making sure I can close this. And here we go. And now we can actually cock and see here through the camera backside how the film is transported. Let's have a look. Look at that. We fire. Pull it again. We fire. Pull it again. We fire, wasting all that film. And you see here through. You see how this is transported. Look at that. How nice is that? We can now do this all day long. We have, I think, a bunch of shots here on that film roll. And then if we are sick and tired of doing it because that film is wasted now anyway, we can actually rewind it and get it out for development. And that is done, of course, here by the usual lever here. So we go here to R for reverse, and then we use that crank here to actually wind it back in the direction of the arrow. Very simple, very nice. But I like that you can look through here. Very, very educational. Look at that. And that base plate here, that quick winding mechanism for film loading, that actually made it all possible. You don't have to open this door here. You don't have to push the film upwards. The M6 is such an ingenious camera. It always works. No accidents, no regrets, no tears. Simple like that. Actually, I think I can recycle that film. Why don't we go into R for reverse and just wind it back and get it out? And if I have another demonstration of this type in the future, I can use that anyway wasted film again. Let me cock it again and fire it one last time. Look at that film transported, and now listen to the sound. Ooh, that is so cool. All right, let's go here into the reverse position. Let's get this lever here to R. Let's get the crank out. And the direction of the arrow is important, so we start to wind this, and we just wind it back. We have to wind it for a while. You can, by the way, look here through the open backside and see how this is coming back. And we'll see in a moment that we get it. Look here. This is so easy with Leica M6 cameras. That's why this is probably one of the most prominent models. You see? And now we are here. We are here and we can open the base plate again. We can open it. And we can get the film out. Here we go. And now I can recycle this and use it again for demonstration purposes if I want. I can also push this back a little bit here. Then it looks like unused. My little dirty trick. Let's get this open here. Get it inside. Close it. And the magic is done. And the scene is complete. What I want to do next is spending a couple of minutes on the history of Leica Cut-Away models. So you have some background on these type of cameras where you can look through. As I said, is an analogy to skeletonized watches where you can also look through. This is a skeletonized Leica M6 where you can even see how the film is transported as I just demonstrated. And then I want to show you a couple of close-up clips of how the mechanics is working on this camera, and I will not comment on them. I will also intentionally not play music. I want to give you the full experience in a way that you can see what's happening inside the camera body, but you can also hear it because there's always some noise coming with every tiny little wheel that's rotating in that camera, any mechanical element that's moving forth and back. And this sound is, I think, a perfect show by itself. All right, let's take a couple of minutes to look into Leica M Cut-Away models, their history and what they are all about. And the German word for it is Schnittmodell, for those of you who are a little bit familiar with German terminology. Now, they are factory-made demonstration purpose cameras, half open worked. In the analogy to watches, when you have skeletonized watches and can look through into the movement. And they are made in a way to reveal the inside mechanics and to show how rangefinders actually work. And that's also demonstrated in this video here, of course. Many remain partially or fully functional. My one is fully functional. Everything I can do, any operation I can apply to a standard Leica M6, I can also apply here to my cutaway model. Fully functional. And they were typically intended to be supplied only to dealers and not to be sold as retail products to end clients. While Leica made them, dealer education, of course, marketing their precision and craftsmanship, trade show display items like Photokina, and all in there were typically micro batch builds specifically for demonstration and showing off purposes. If we look into the history of these cutaway models, Leica produced official cutaway models since the pre-Leica M era, for instance the Leica 1, and the earliest M series I'm aware of in terms of cutaways date to the M3, which was mid-1950s, and the tradition continued then through subsequent M models. In terms of documented M cutaway models, there are a bunch of them. My one, the M6, is actually documented as cutaway models between 1984 and 1998, and they are available in small numbers, and they come in both finish versions, black and chrome. And last but not least, a little bit of a pricing snapshot. The deepest hole, if you want to have such a cutaway model you can burn in your wallet, is if you aim for an M2 or M4. The M6 I have here in this video is typically, let's say, give or take between 3,000 and 5,000 US dollar. All right, that's it. That's the end of the video. I really wanted to show you guys, my community on my channel, this beautiful cutaway Leica M6, that it is fully functional, how you can experience everything that's happening in the Leica M6. And I really love having this cutaway model. I hope you enjoyed that video, and if you enjoyed it, don't forget to drop me a thumbs up. Stay tuned on my channel. There's always more to come. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and healthy, and of course, peace out.